Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Your Next Experience, hosted by eventhi. Your Next Experience with eventhi is a monthly web series show. A monthly web series show where we dive into the latest industry news and updates around cannabis events, tourism, and lounges. So who is this segment for? This segment is for those that are event organizers in the hospitality or tourism sector, a venue owner or brand looking to stay informed around cannabis events, tourism, and travel, or even event goers to stay updated on the unique experiences and events that are happening in their own hometown. How this segment works is we are going to have three special guests this time that we'll be interviewing and diving into a upcoming conference with a huge community impact component. And you'll be able to learn how you can get involved and learn more. So with that being said, I am going to introduce you to each of our guests, and then we'll dive into this segment. Now, again, for those that are tuning in, we are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So feel free to join the conversation, leave a comment, ask questions while we're going along. So first things first, one of our guests is Loriel Algrete. She is the CEO at 40 Tons, a Black women-owned premium cannabis clothing and accessories brand from Los Angeles, California. Loriel oversees macro strategy and strategic partnerships between other brands and advocacy groups and organizations. She stands for the strong women of the world, powering through the challenges of loved ones behind bars due to cannabis. In her teens, her brother was arrested for an accessory to murder charge, leaving her to help care for her family and support her brother in prison through his sentence. Later, drawing from a background in organizational leadership and marketing, she helped champion the formation of 40 Tons after her husband, Anthony, endured multiple incarcerations, including a sentence, a lifelong friend, Corvain Cooper. Next up is Anthony. Anthony is the Chief Operations Officer and co-founder. He's a 23-year veteran entrepreneur, father of 3, and social impact advocate. So with that being said, welcome, Anthony. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And last but not least is Jai. She is the Director of Social Impact of Green Thumb Industries, a national cannabis consumer packaged goods company and retailer. She actually has more than 20 years experience leading corporate social responsibility and communication efforts in the US and Australia. So welcome, all three of you. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Now we're going to be diving into some exciting upcoming events that are happening, and we are thrilled to have each of you joining us. We can't wait for you to share with our viewers about the upcoming Level Up Career and Business Expo. But before we get started, Loriel and Anthony, can you share more about 40 Tons and the vision behind this organization?
Sure. L'Oreal, you want to go first, and then I could come in the rear with you.
Okay, no problem. 40 Tons is a social impact cannabis brand where we basically believe no one should be incarcerated for marijuana. And through our initiatives that we have, we are, doing all of the advocacy work that needs to be championed behind the scenes for nonviolent cannabis offenders. We have a clothing line, and we also have a careers conference that we host.
And with that career conference, we really want to impact, those that we help. And so, one thing is, the cannabis prisoner side, right? And that's very important. Getting prisoners out of jail for the cannabis plant is absolutely needed. But what do we do when they come home? What do we do, to keep them from going back to prison? And in addition to that, what do we do to help diversity, equity, and inclusion of just minorities, period, in the corporate America? And so, most companies have a DEI problem. Most companies don't know where to begin, where to start, where to, implement DEI initiatives. And so that's where we're here to help and bring a curated conference to them, where folks like Jai, who's the director of, DEI at the organization she's with, and partner with individuals like her and others to bring this massive career conference where we can actually help those. And we like to say, teach a man to fish instead of just giving them a fish. And so that's what the true embodiment of 40 tons is about. It's about leveling up. It's about taking a hardship and turning it into something positive. And it's about really taking the past. Yes, we sold weed without a license. Yes, we did some things we shouldn't have, but it's about second chances and about the next stage of people's lives and that growth. And so we want to be that catalyst to be able to bring people together to help those level themselves up.
And you all have been making waves. This has been a phenomenal organization, actually making change and doing what they say. So that's what I think is a huge component in that. I think leading by example is also a true forefront of what 40 Tons has done and will continue to do.
Yeah. And Adelia, just to add to that, we would never been able to do what we are doing in Chicago if it wasn't, for folks at Good Green and people who are in a position of power like Jai, with that organization to make, this a reality. So we are, truly blessed and truly honored to be able to partner with such a large company as Good Green GTI. So hats off to them, of course.
Yeah. Well, and let's go over to Jai. So Jai, as the social director of GTI, for those that are unfamiliar, can you tell us more about the Good Green movement that is aligned with GTI?
Yeah, so GTI, Green Thumb Industries, we're a national cannabis consumer packaged goods company. We have about 80 dispensaries across the United States and we're also a retailer. And within our retail, we have, within our portfolio, we have various brands. And one of those brands is Good Green. And so we developed that brand as a way to give back to communities. The whole program, the whole brand was developed specifically to support organizations that help people who are justice involved. So when looking at, everything that 40 Tons embodies and all the work that they're doing, across the United States, it was a no-brainer for us to align our two brands because of our shared mission to support people impacted by the war on drugs. Good Green as a brand has 3 pillars of education, employment, and expungement. So it was really aligned with the work that 40 Tons has been doing in the social impact space. So we're just honored to be able to work with such an incredible group of folks who truly believe in the work that they're doing and are out here making a true change in the community. So we're honored and thankful too to be part of this. So yeah, it's definitely, like I said, a no-brainer for us, and definitely echo the love of the work that we're doing in this space.
That's exciting.
Jai's killing it, and we're very appreciative.
Yes, yeah. Well, and Loriel, so you and your team have been working very hard, and I'm sure all of you are, everyone has been working so hard behind the scenes, preparing for the Level Up Career and Business Expo. What can attendees expect to gain and experience from this event?
Oh, wow. This will be our 5th city that we're bringing the career conference to. We've done it East Coast, West Coast, and now Midwest. So we're super excited about bringing this conference and expo to Chicago on Juneteenth, such a day of liberation for people of color, Black people in particularly. So what people can expect is a jam-packed, fun-filled day with networking opportunities, employers who are interviewing on site, possibly hiring on site. So you'll get all that exposure there. We won't stop there because we also will have resume building and workshops available. We will be having LinkedIn optimization and resume coaches. Educational workshops will also be there. Haircuts if you need that. We all know how, hey, put your best face forward and, the confidence goes through the roof. Headshots, professional headshots will be there. And we didn't stop there. We also are having expungement services that will be available on site that people can start the process of getting their record expunged and getting, that second chance that they need right? So keynote speakers will be there. We have Congressman Davis of Chicago, who spearheaded the 2007 Second Chance Act. He will be supporting the event as well. And Khadijah Tribble as a keynote speaker from Marijuana Matters. So I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this, people. And all these things that I listed, you would think I was ready to let you know how much it costs, but no. Absolutely free, thanks to our good friends of Good Green supporting this event. So come on out and level up.
Yes.
Come on now, you killed it.
All of that, and they get to go for free. That is a huge opportunity. That is lessening all the barriers to entry. Anyone can be there and join the day. Anthony, with this conference, as Loriel was saying, there's activities such as the expungement clinic to the resume and LinkedIn development. Why did you believe this was an important opportunity to have these activations at this conference?
So typically speaking, when people come to a job fair, it's really boring, right? It's just a bunch of people there accepting resumes, doing a bunch of hiring, and it's really, regional, right? It's really like to that local community. Well, the Adelias of the world and the Jai Kenseys of the world don't go to job fairs, right? But maybe they'll go to a career conference because they already have a job. So it's not that they need to get a job. And typically a lot of job fairs are only entry-level positions. What we wanted to do was curate an experience that was at the conference level that could be now taken nationally, that can grow and scale at the level in which we're doing so that we can have maximum impact. And when you're dealing with mid-career professionals and C-suite executives, you have to curate an experience that's for them, right? And so what we realized was that in the curation process, what were some of the things that we would want ourselves being executives? Well, I could go to a resume 101 class and get some little entry-level BS resume, or I could get resume 301, right? And I'm using kind of like educational terms, but like education 301 would signify like your upper level courses, right? Your master's degree classes, right? So we wanted to provide resumes that someone would physically pay anywhere from $200 to $500 for that resume. And we brought in resume experts that actually charge that for a living, and they'll do it for our constituents for free. We also realized that the Jai Kenseys of the world want to hear from other Jai Kenseys of the world. And I'm sorry, Jai, for using you as an example, but you're an amazing executive and power to you. So the Jais of the world and the executives of the world want to hear from other executives. So we bring in those executives to actually speak, just like a Benzinga, just like a MJ Unpacked, right? And those are two conferences that we model our stuff after because we believe both of those conferences have done a really good job at curating, and we're honored to know, the Lane brothers as well as the Jags. And so to, complete your question, we realize that having these workshops, having these speaker panels, having these multiple activations now makes it an experience. And everybody wants an experience.
Yep.
Right. And so we needed to be able to do that actually justified sponsorship dollars. Right. We know that impact is the number one driving factor for companies like Good Green in which they want to see results on the impact side. But we also know that there's companies out there that want to get the impressions. They want to get, the marketing that comes along with it. They want to be able to say, hey, they helped this amount of people get their resume, or, this amount of people saw their video, or whatever it may be. And so we created this experience that wrapped all of that together into one thing to go to work.
And this is all in one day, right? We are going to be
all in one jam-packed day. I wish we could do 2 days, but that would be a lot.
Yeah. No,
we're not there yet, but hopefully soon when we partner with like a, like an MJ BizCon or one of them big champs companies or something, then we could do something that's multi-day.
Put it out there.
Planting the seed now.
Well, there you go.
And that's the thing. We all like a great example for using Jai as well. And, we still all need to be upgrading our resumes every single day as we grow continuously and learn. So this is a great opportunity for every one of us and at all levels of their career.
And thanks to Brand Resumes for that. That's actually the company that does it, Brand Resumes and Rightsy. We couldn't even do this without them. They've been a supporter of ours from the very beginning. They're our actual partner in the conference. And so, we bring in those partnerships to be able to provide value to folks like you guys.
Well, I want to go back to Jai. I know you shared a little bit more about the Good Green brand, but how can people get involved and support this brand even further?
Well, I mean, supporting the brand and supporting the conference, we can definitely go to and learn more. They can go to at Be Good Green to learn more about the conference. They could go to 40tonscareers.com to register, to come out to the conference. So supporting the conference is supporting Good Green. So going to the conference is supporting Good Green. So the whole mission of Good Green is to give back to communities. And that's exactly what this conference is doing, is giving back to the community. So going to the conference is what you can do to help support, and, just following again, at Be Good Green, going to 40tonscareers.com to really just learn more of how you can participate throughout the day.
That's
See
great.
how modest she is?
Yeah.
That's why we love her.
Yep. That's a true supporter right there of the main picture, right? The bigger vision of why this is all coming together. And I don't think we mentioned this. This is happening in Chicago. Where is this going to be at?
Yes. Sorry. Is that okay? So this is happening in Chicago, June 19th, at the Malcolm X College, 1600 West Jackson in the city of Chicago. Go out and register, absolutely free. Come and get your knowledge, your education. Job seekers, employers will be there. It's time to level up, people. It's time to start, your career path, or maybe you need to change your career path. This is the place to be. You don't want to miss it. Trust me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Juneteenth is coming up. Anthony, for those that are tuning in, what ways can brands or those tuning in still support this upcoming event?
Yeah, so we still have a couple of exhibitorships left. As you know, when we these conferences, sell right up until the moment that the event happens. But at the end of the day, we appreciate any type of monetary sponsorship and or exhibitorship, but also they can support us by just sharing the links, sharing what it is that we're doing on social media and throughout their platforms, potential media partners that would pick the story up and share, because without the village, like we say, then it takes a village to raise not just a family, but to raise a company up. And so, having the people support us in other ways than just monetary values, but in also just in awareness and sharing values. They can do that. 40tonscareers.com, at 40tonscareers, at Be Good Green, all of our individual, locations online. They could find us, Anthony, Loriel, Jai. And so that's how they can help support.
That's good. It's easy. You can do it right at home, even if you're not in the same city. If you can't make it, definitely click that share button. Get the word out. This is a free church. Everyone can attend. So
yeah, everyone can attend. You know what I mean? Obviously 18 years and over. What I do want to mention is that this isn't just a one and done deal, right? This is something that we've been doing to build the brand up. We started as just a small little community center type of event location, like a YMCA gym, right? Type of locations is what we've worked with. And then we've leveled ourselves up each time we do this. And so the goal here is to do this at the conference center level, which we have. We're at the Malcolm X College Conference Center. But now we want to do it even bigger at the next one in New York. And so we're going to be doing spring 2024 in New York City. And so there's opportunities now for companies to get involved. We understand that, we did all this in like a 2.5 month period, right? And I wouldn't advise anyone to do an event this big at that short notice, but we succeed.
But we're 40 tons, so we get it done.
Everything we do big.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just because we carry it well doesn't mean it's not heavy. But just spring 2024, companies can start to get involved with this, and we plan on doing it really big in New York City then. So that's another opportunity for folks to, reach out to us to talk about that. And they have their next year's budgets that they haven't planned for just quite yet.
Exactly. That's a great part. Yeah. Those budgets, Q1, Q2 budgets are available for next year. So let's have those conversations now and get everybody involved for 2024. We have one final question before we let you all go. So as the segment comes to a close, I would like each of you, and we can start with Jai at the top. Could you please share your thoughts on the significance of giving back and how you envision the incorporating philanthropy or community involvement with your role and your organization?
That's the significance of giving back. It's definitely something that is rooted in our company and just rooted in me as a person and how I operate. I come from a legacy background. My family comes from a legacy background. So it's I always say that the type of work that we do in corporate social responsibility is hard work, because you need to be able to operate from here versus from here a lot of times, because you're dealing with people. And so through this conference, it's not just about being able to promote our brands, promote our the companies that we work for. We're dealing with people who are in true need of obtaining employment and obtaining support through their journey of employment. I think about my nephew who is 23 and still is not able to find employment to this day because he has a cannabis conviction. There are a number of people like that. And so it is our duty as people in this space and as advocates for those individuals to be able to provide those resources. So again, that's why I think it's just so, I'm so thankful that we're able to partner with the organization like 40 Tons to be able to put on a conference like this and to support people in need.
Well said. That is well said for sure. And let's go over to Loriel. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I got so caught up in what Jai was taking me on her journey. Can you repeat the question, Adelia?
Yeah, it's a long one too.
Yeah.
I need
I was like, yes.
So, with the big significance on giving back, how do you envision incorporating philanthropy or community involvement with your role and the organization?
Oh, my role with community involvement has been, the past couple of decades where, I've supported Anthony when he's had to be away from the family and serve time. And I just feel now that I'm in a place that me giving back, it's like paying it forward. Like I need to. Like it wasn't that long ago that I was in a lot of these people's positions and trying to find gainful employment, juggling kids, and can I do 2 full-time jobs and what that looks like, right? So I just feel like now that I'm in a different lane in life, that it is my duty and obligation to do my part, whatever that is, to the best of my ability.
Well said. And Anthony, we'll end with you.
Sure. So, for me, I've been maybe not a lifelong, but definitely for like the last 15 plus years, I've been very driven by the philanthropic work that I do and social impact that I do. When I was in prison the second time, which was in 2007, which is a long time ago now, I said to myself that I prayed to God and I said, if you let me get out of this, I'm going to give myself a life sentence to community service. I wrote it down. I said it. I used those words. And then ironically, like my homeboy gets life, years later. But nonetheless, I gave myself a life sentence to community service. And so I first started with helping childhood obesity and doing things in Las Vegas. And, that I was very passionate about health and wellness. Then when this whole 40 tons thing came about and I was taken away from all of that, my next hoorah was, creating something that I was passionate about again. And this time it was for my guy, Corvan Cooper, who was locked up, and building a brand to like represent those that have been impacted. And so for me, it's like, I believe that social capitalism is important in this world. I read a book years ago called Start Something That Matters by Blake Mycoskie. And that's basically the dude that started Tom's Shoes. And so in his book, he started these shoes where, for every pair that you sold, you also gave away a free one to someone that didn't have one in a third world country, right? And that wasn't charity. That was social capitalism, right? So, he figured out a way on how to monetize what he was good at, sell products or services that he was good at, but then take the profits and go and do social good with them. That's what 40 Tons is about, is creating capital and creating ways to make money, have a seat at this table because we are legacy, like Jai was saying, but then also bring other people to our table so that all of us could eat. And you do that through social capitalism. And so that's, the answer to your question is why I'm so deeply rooted in social impact.
Yes. Well, each of you each of you definitely left an inspiring answer to that. That was such a great way to end this. And, thank you each of you, Loriel, Anthony, Jai, for joining us today. I know we said it a few times, but for those that do want to stay connected, what is the best route? How can they get in touch with each of you?
So I'll let Jai go first on the Good Green sign, and then I'll take it over on 40 tons.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to Be Good Green, and you can follow our Instagram page to see all the updates on what's happening with the brand as well as the conference.
And with us, you can find us at 40 Tons Brand across all of our socials, as well as our new socials that we have at 40 Tons Careers. 40tonscareers.com is where you can go and register. Click on the ticket tab, and you'll be able to register straight from 40tonscareers.com. Before we get out of here, though, Adelia, I just want to say two things. First is I got to give a big shout out to all of the people that are supporting us. Big shout out to the Hush ladies. Hush is a Chicago-based company, and they help with events and logistics, and so they've been really great. Pamela Taylor, she's been phenomenal in terms of just consulting for us. And then our exhibitors, right? You got to give it up for Good Green. You got to give it up for Ascend, Engine Sciences, the United Center, at your service. Tetragram, shout out Tetragram. I see you wearing the hat, L'Oreal. Chicago Police Department, Boca Restaurant, Fully Baked, HRDI, Mex in the City, and then our other, partners like Marijuana Matters, 3 is 4, Respect My Region. Sorry, BIPOC Can, Happy, Highly Capitalized, Honeysuckle. I got to give shout outs because these people show love.
Respect My Region.
And all these folks. So forgive me for being long-winded on that, but I just got to give love to, all the people that supported us, Caviar 1906. And so we're going to have a great time. Come on out June 19th, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. at the Malcolm X College Event Center.
Yes. And again, you have the ability. This is a free event. Anyone can join. Spread the word. If you can't make it to Chicago, let's definitely continue to make an impact and help where we can. I'm in Arizona, so I'll be sharing as much as I can leading to the event myself.
Okay.
Well,
thank you, Adelia.
Yeah, thank you all again. And that does bring us to the end of this month's episode of Your Next Experience with Event High. If you have an upcoming event and want to chat about it, have a tourism location you'd like us to cover, send us an email, contact us. We would love to hear from you. And thank you all again for joining us. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay high. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.